Welcome back, nerds. You're watching the More Than a Cartoon podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Applesauce, joined by my co-host, Kyle. Today, it's been a wild week for anime news. We're going to talk about people getting arrested for illegally recording the Demon Slayer movie. K-pop Demon Hunters is just doing what K-pop Demon Hunters does and going crazy.
Staying relevant.
Of stuff. I know, right? It's wild. There's news about Freerin. There's news about JJK. Sort of. So anyways, there's a lot of anime news. We're going to jump into it. And before we do that, I just want to encourage all of y'all, if you're enjoying the podcast, wherever you're listening to it, just follow us or subscribe to us. We are building, we are about halfway to monetizing this thing, which is awesome. We're really excited about that. So wherever you listen or watch, just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Subscribe, maybe throw down a little comment, and that'll be a huge help. So Kyle, I'm just going to kick us off with the Demon Slayer stuff, okay?
I'm ready.
There's a couple I feel like there's so much news about Demon Slayer and K-pop Demon Hunters lately because
it hasn't even hit US yet. That's the thing.
It did. It hasn't. I have my tickets. I have my tickets.
Thank you. Rubbing that face again. Yeah, I love that. You know what I said? First, before we get to but I was telling my wife, she's like, I'll go with you. And then I was telling her, it was like my brother-in-law sitting right in front of me. He's like, dude, I'll go with you too. I'm like, sometimes you just need to say or ask. You know, then it just happened. So I think I missed my chance because they're all sold out, right?
I don't know.
And
I mean, I would assume.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah,
and
I would assume.
We'll be checking after this podcast because I have my wife and also brother-in-law. I'm probably get my other brother-in-law, and I think I actually have people. So instead of me to be a boo-boo wow session of Kyle, we actually have opportunities.
I feel like it's a movie that really anybody could enjoy at least a little bit because like we talked in the past when we talked it was last week or a couple weeks ago about Disney kind of, or snubbing anime and then, anime directors saying that Disney is boring and stuff. And that's part of, there's been this weird, there's been this weird almost, distaste for anime thinking that it's not as good of a medium. So it hasn't really, we haven't really ever seen any anime or anime movies up for the traditional US awards, right? Well, there's talks about Demon Slayer being considered for an Oscar, which would be incredible, right? I've seen little bits and pieces of rumors about that it could be up for consideration. The Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. The Infinity Castle movie.
Well, I knew Mugen Train did very well, and there was talks about it, but Infinity Castle, I can see it
actually happen
because it's the hype.
Yeah, I don't think it ever actually happened. So it's like they're talking about it again, but the first piece of Demon Slayer news and Demon Slayer Infinity Castle news that's interesting is apparently a 24-year-old guy was arrested for recording or attempting to record the entire Infinity Castle movie and was going to bootleg it or upload it or something. And
the pirate life isn't as safe as we all thought it was, honestly.
Well, and I love a good opportunity to rub people's faces in it and say, I told you so. Because we talked about in the past, and this isn't necessarily you, this is just people on the internet, but we talked about in the past where the studios were coming out saying anybody that we catch doing this, we are going to prosecute within the full extent of the law. And they busted this guy doing this and he's getting in trouble. He went to jail and I believe he's actually being charged with some stuff, which is pretty wild. It says 24-year-old South Korean man has been arrested for allegedly making a bootleg recording of the anime film adaptation Demon Slayer Infinity Castle at a Tokyo cinema. And what's ironic, his name is Sim Jun-woo.
Yeah, I know. When I said that, I knew you were going to do it. Okay, here we go. Go ahead,
read it and I saw
what you want to say. We know what. I did the same thing too.
He's a student who is staying in Tokyo. And it's wild. I've seen speculation that he could go to prison for a while. I mean, it's all hearsay, but somebody actually got arrested for recording that. And it's an interesting, and I think it's a relevant thing to talk about because we talk about how often the Demon Slayer movie has been watched illegally online. I think the last numbers that I looked at was 10 million times, which I'm sure it's more by now. Right. And so if it's, if an average movie ticket's $10, that's $100 million in lost revenue potentially. So, I mean, it's obviously a big deal.
But the thing is, you only scratch the surface of, I guess, his crimes, alleged crimes. But I mean, you get caught red-handed, buddy. You got a camcorder. Listen, he was in Shinjuku theaters, right? On July 18th. Okay. He recorded it, all this allegedly. He recorded this, and then he was detained on July 30th. So July 18th, July 30th, detained. All right. For unrelated theft and fraud charges. But then,
because he bought a bunch of Blu-ray on like a stolen credit card.
He was arrested on August 21st. So you tell me this man from July 18th till August 21st, he had all this time period. But the thing is, you also, after first being detained, buddy, ditch it. That's the first rule of crime. Like, ditch the stuff. You know, you throw it out the window. Get rid of it, man.
Throw it in the lake. Ditch the stash. Ditch the stash.
I mean, do something. You're telling me from July 30th till the 21st, you didn't have enough time to like clear out, delete your hard drive, do something? It's just, I mean, I know with Japan, and they're very strict on their laws, especially with like the anti-copyright, anti-camcorders in the theaters. That's a big thing. But I mean, come on, like the signs were there, buddy.
Well, it also goes to show, like, you had all these people saying, oh, they're never going to be able to do anything about it. They're never going to be able to catch anybody. Well, they caught this guy, and clearly, like, he got arrested for it 30 days after he did it. So, like, they figured out the paper trail and put it together, and like, he got busted. And it just goes to show that, like, I understand when things are available on, you know, a streaming site. If you choose to pirate it, then that is what it is. I think it's a different level when things are only available in theaters and you're choosing to pirate it. You're directly harming the revenue that film could potentially make, right?
Yes.
And so less ownership to the people that are pirating it, but a lot more ownership to the people like this guy that record the whole thing and then go upload it so somebody else can watch it, right?
Well, I also think there's different laws versus like watching versus recording.
Right.
I think there's different laws between that, but also with that too, frankly, it's not hard for people to know why I do the Pyro Life. I hate Crunchyroll. I want nothing. Oh crap, my alarm's going off. Okay, yeah. It's not hard for anyone to realize why I hate Crunchyroll. It's pretty simple. That's why I choose the Pyro Life. And for me, I try to make sure, like, any chance I can to an anime I really appreciate and I love, I try to give as much financial a gain or whatever you can call it to the actual creators. So that's why I'll buy the manga, I'll buy, like, you know, certain figures towards any kind of franchise that I really like. That's why I feel like I try to give back in certain ways. I don't want my money going to Crunchyroll. Sad to say, I don't want it. I just, for me, Crunchyroll has done the consumer, has done the people wrong, and they've gone so far away from their ways. And frankly, let's put it out there too. They were originally a pirate site, but we're not going to get into that real quick. We're going to go back to talking about Demon Slayer because, dude, the fact is this man could be potentially serving up to 10 years in jail. 10 years if he's charged to the fullest extent.
Yeah, it probably won't end up being that, but he'll
probably just get fined.
I mean, he's going to have some type of repercussions. Like, I bet you I don't know how Tokyo Japanese law is working and everything, but if this was an American thing, I bet you the best case scenario would be probation and a lot of fines, which still sucks.
The amount of money he has lost. Yeah. Well, not he. The amount of money he's about to lose. Let's be honest.
He's about to lose
the amount of money Demon Slayer has lost. Let's be honest. They want their bag.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they've gotten a lot of money because it's like ranked the #1 movie in Japan, and I guarantee when it comes over to US, it will be #1 over here too. But I mean, let's be honest, they could have gotten a lot more.
Well, it's like I said, like, people are saying, like, there's not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to catch anybody, blah, 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 blah. All they have to do is catch one person and make a really big example of that one person, and it's going to make people not potentially want to do it. And, like, speaking of, you said it's #1 in Japan. I've looked at a couple of different reports. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is like #1 worldwide in the box office. Like, every theater, every country that it's released in so far, it's like,
it's released in. Okay.
Yeah, that it's released in so far. It's topping charts everywhere. It's doing phenomenally well everywhere, which is crazy.
We still have like 2 weeks, right?
I think it's September 12th, 11th and 12th. So it's about a week and a half.
Well, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and like 2 days.
The early release, there's an early release that, like, that's the one that everybody was freaking out about, that, like, the sites were crashing and everything. The early release is September 9th, but the normal release is September 11th and September 12th. Funny story. When the early release was happening, I saw people online, everybody's freaking out. The website's crashing. This is BS. I can't get anything. And I was like, oh, it's up for sale. I had no idea that people were talking about the early release tickets, right? So I just moseyed to my theater and looked, and I'm like, oh, that's the day I want to go, and bought the tickets. I was like, what's everybody freaking out about?
Oh, it was apparently just the early release.
Early release that everyone was like losing their minds over and couldn't get tickets to see. But that early release is September 9th. Fun thing about September 9th.
I like fun
the
facts.
Texas Rangers are doing a Demon Slayer Infinity Castle free jersey night on September 9th. On September 9th to celebrate the Infinity Castle movie. And so if you buy tickets and use the right promo code and you get a Demon Slayer baseball jersey that looks like Tanjiro's kimono. And it says Tanjiro on the back, and it has Texas for Texas Rangers. I got tickets, and I'm going with my family.
First off, you're going to have to send me a picture of that because that's going to be amazing. Second, is this what we've already talked about in previous podcast episode? Is the United States starting to up their game on anime marketing?
A little bit. A little bit. Because last year, this same time last year, they did a My Hero Academia night. And I took my family.
Oh, so and this is the same. Yeah. Is this baseball, right?
Yeah, baseball. The Texas Rangers baseball. So we took my family last year, and we got the My Hero Academia Texas Ranger jerseys.
Oh,
and
that's sick.
What's cool? They're official Rangers jerseys, but they're not like the actual official material. It's like not the game worn material, but it's not like the super super cheap crappy material. It's like kind of in between.
Okay,
still awesome. So that's what I'll be doing on the 9th when a lot of people are going to see the early release of the movie.
Doing the most American thing possible. Trying to go to a baseball game and have yourself a hot dog and a beer. Oh, I'm just wearing my anime jersey that I got. Okay.
It's going to be great. And then I'm going to wear that jersey to the movie on the 12th.
You know what? I like that. That's pretty cool, actually.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be really cool. I wonder
So it makes me wonder, though, how they're going to do it in the theaters, though. Are they going to do like kind of like the same style they did over in Japan almost? Because I heard something about maybe some potential like popcorn buckets or maybe
there's so much drama on that because there's different. So like Japan got this really cool popcorn bucket that like it had lights and kind of I guess mirrors on the inside, and that you turn it on, and when you look inside of it, it looks like an infinity castle going down. It was awesome. And then Japan got another one that you could like twist it and change the scenes on it. Basically, Japan got two really cool like popcorn buckets, and we get a stupid plastic popcorn bucket with a sticker on it.
Explain to me just real quick. Why is Japan trying to be more like Western cultures, more like us, when we should be more like them? Everything in Japan just makes sense. First off, that is amazing. I would get that. I would have that. I would have it like mounted on the shelf, dude. That would be awesome.
It's like an actual cool prop. I'm hoping that my theater will have a cool one.
Oh, I hope so.
Even if it's just a plastic square bucket with printing, I'll probably still get it. I'm hoping it'll be something really cool. But yeah, there's been all these like stuff on social media about the cool popcorn buckets and the cool accessories and the cool like cups that you can get that they were that you could buy as souvenirs in Japanese studios for releases. And then some of the cinemas companies are releasing pictures of like what they're going to have for sale here in America. And it's like a plastic popcorn bucket with stickers on it.
It looks like it was bought off of like Temu or something. Yeah, dude,
exactly. Yeah. It was bought off Temu, and they have the employee that's getting paid $9 an hour sitting in the back, just slapping on thousands of stickers. Dude, probably what's happening.
Oh my gosh. And it's plastic too. And think of all the butter they're going to just drench in.
I'm going to buy it probably anyways. What I was hoping was at least when I took my wife to see the Taylor Swift Eras concert in theater, right? Because they had the actual concert. Right. And then, by the way, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just got engaged.
I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. I saw it. It popped up on my. So I'm sorry. I'm doing a fantasy football league with my family this year, and I got the do 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 do, and I hate it every time it goes off. Anyone who's done fantasy football, they know do 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 do. If you like that sound, what is wrong with you? It's the most annoying sound. Happens like 6 times a day. But I have to leave it on for the draft.
Yeah.
Listen, it happened. I look at my watch, and Travis Kelce proposed to Taylor Swift couldn't give a flying, you know, yeah.
My wife's a huge Taylor Swift fan, so she was excited about it. But so when she did her Eras tour, they also did a special, like one specific concert. They recorded it in a special way, and then they released a theatrical release where like you couldn't afford, you know, hundreds of dollars to go to the Eras tour. You could go and watch this theatrical release where they recorded like nonstop an entire show specifically to do this theatrical release. So it was like a 4-hour concert that you got to watch.
I guess that's kind of cool.
Actually kind of cool. It was kind of cool. She really enjoyed it. But the point that I'm getting at is the theater we went to had an actual special bucket. It was a circular bucket. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was like actually printed on the bucket, right? It wasn't just like stickers over. It was like actual printed circular bucket with like a handle, and it was cool. I'm hoping to land that silly plane. I'm hoping that we at least get something like that that's like actually printed on there with like a cool handle, like an actual souvenir. Because when we have movie nights at home, she busts that popcorn bucket out, and that's what she puts her popcorn on. Because it's like,
that's so cool.
It's like actual, you know, a useful thing. So I'm hoping,
but also it's a moment that you guys shared together, though, too. You get to like relive it and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't, if I'm being honest, and also somewhat joking, but mostly honest, I don't think theaters are prepared for the Demon Slayer movie. I mean, we've had little instances here and there. Dude,
think about the insanity from the Minecraft movie.
Well, that alone. But what are us anime weebs known for? We don't hygiene the best. We don't smell the best and all that. And it's been proven time and time again, because everything I've heard about Anime NYC just proves my point. And the thing is, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't go to it, because I was kind of feeling bad.
As somebody that's gone to them all, it's not that bad.
What I've heard is that they were selling deodorant outside, and it was fully stocked. Apparently, it was dreadful. It stunk so bad. There was stalkers. There was this new form, and like I said, I want to get like actual just talk about convention etiquette one time with you in the future, because there's just so much about that. But we'll save that for that one. Actually, that's a different. I'm sorry. That's gonna give us down a rabbit hole or a squirrel hole. ... But to get back into the Demon Slayer, the thing is, I really do feel like we have a stigma, and it seems like those kind of people who are that type of anime community come out when stuff like this happens. And I mean, rightfully they can go see it. I don't care. But I think I really do hope one thing is there's an etiquette that should go into the theater. Watch the movie, be respectful. Don't be, don't be
who knows?
Don't be a terrible person shouting, yelling, doing all this stuff. You can cry, you can be happy when there's the right appropriate times. Don't be making a mess. Make sure you clean your stuff up. But also, don't be stinky. Don't be stinky. Because especially when I go see the movie, if I go like in theaters, I don't want to be near someone that stinks too. I just can't handle that, man. I'm sorry, but like I can't.
Let me see. What was the first My Hero Academia movie?
Was it Two Heroes?
I think it was Two Heroes.
Or was that the one where they go to the island, or was that the one where they do
Two Heroes?
Hotel?
Two Heroes. Yeah, My Hero. So I went to see the first My Hero Academia movie in the theater in theaters. Two Heroes.
I like that
and I'm wearing this cool All Might shirt, right? And it's just like it's like All Might's costume, but just like his chest, like where his chest would be, and that's the print on the shirt, just like All Might's chest. So where we go, and it's a good movie.
Fits perfectly for your chest.
Yeah, perfectly, right? And the theater's packed. And so we're watching the movie, and every hype moment, there was some guy, guy in the front, all the way at the very front row in the very far left. You know, the seat where you have to do like this.
You're bending your neck back. Like
and he was in that seat. Every hyped moment, this guy was excited. And I'm not just like, you'll get people, you're like, yeah, that was awesome. This guy's like, oh my God, just like freaking
He's
out.
Feeding off him, man.
Like climaxing, like borderline bro sounded like he was climaxing multiple
as he should.
Multiple times through the movie. It was embarrassing. And so like as we're leaving, I see him get up, and like we're, packed theater. So we're coming down and we get out. And so he's like kind of right behind us as we're leaving. And I turn around.
You're like, oh my God, that's Kyle? No.
He's wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh.
And he goes, oh, you have the same shirt. And I'm like,
oh.
Yeah, dude, I do.
Dude, that's a bond. That's a moment that he'll have for the rest of his life. And you shared that with him, Will. You shared that with him. That's an experience, my guy.
My man was a little too excited, and that's okay.
Nah,
it's okay.
Bro, if he's wearing the same shirt as you, you should be matching his mentality. I'm be honest. Is that the shirt he was wearing, or was it a different one?
He was wearing the same shirt as me. Not
that
this
one,
one,
there.
But the All Might shirt that I was wearing.
Okay.
I explained it to you, the All Might shirt I was wearing. By the way, this shirt is the best shirt I've ever purchased in my life. It's from this company. I don't know how to say their name. It's Neo4IC, Neophoric or something. Neophoric. It's got to be something like that. Neophoric. And so this is like black light reflective, ultraviolet light reflective. Like there's invisible ink on here. Outside of that, the design is super cool, but like whatever this material is, it's the most breathable, comfortable material, the perfect fit for like the size. Coolest shirt I've ever bought. They have a dark link one. I'm going to buy the dark link one as well. But I bought this specifically whenever I go to like anime conventions and go to after parties. I'm going to start wearing this at after parties because of the black light reflection.
We'll
and
throw us down. But let me ask you this. Hold on. Can you dance?
No.
When you go to a party though, and say you go to after party, you dance, or you're just like, dance. You know what, let me network.
I just vibe. I just talk to people.
You're a little head bobber.
I'll do a little head bobber. We just went to I just went to an Offspring concert on Friday night.
I saw, dude.
Yeah,
what's
my buddy texted me.
He does now dance, you know, like that one. Yeah, did you sing that one?
Never had a chance. Yeah.
Yes.
So one of my best friends, Daniel, went to school and used to play in his church band with the Offspring's drummer. And so whenever they're in town, he gives them tickets. And so we showed up and had VIP backstage pass tickets, and he invited us. It was so cool. It was really, really awesome. So anyways, to bring it back to Demon Slayer, last point I want to make about Demon Slayer is I'm not positive if this is true or not. There's some rumors. I haven't seen MrBeast tweet about it or anything, but there's people saying that MrBeast reportedly plans to take over Demon Slayer Infinity Castle cinemas in September alongside many fans as a show of support to the anime industry. Now, you know MrBeast, whenever he does something big and bombastic and expensive, he documents it for content. How cool would it be if MrBeast made a video, I bought out every movie theater in whatever state or city to send 10,000 people to the, like, how crazy would that be if he made a video doing this? Like because MrBeast watches anime. He's tweeted about anime on, online. How interesting would that be?
I'll tell you, first off, well, you're wrong, because me and MrBeast were tied like this. All right. Oh, his name's Jimmy to me. Jimmy? That's all I know him as, Jimmy.
Oh yeah. You have a cell phone number?
So me and Jimbo, when we were talking the other day about this anime movie coming, just a small movie that's coming to America, I was like, he's looking at me. He's like, "No, I got this idea. We're gonna buy out the movie theater." I was like, "That's stupid. Why would you do that?" No. What you need to do? No. Don't even buy the movie theater. You're thinking small. You're just like Jimbo here, okay? Will, come on. What you gotta do is buy a castle, Infinity Castle. Buy a castle full of mirrors and project the movie. That's all you gotta do. Every room,
built the real Infinity Castle. I could see him doing something like that.
You see what I'm saying?
He did Squid Games.
Jimbo. He started watching. He comes to me every time he needs anime recommendations. I got like on some of the most peak animes, and I don't know if he's seen Demon Slayer. I really do hope he has seen, but if I'm being honest, he is really big into Naruto. I don't think Demon Slayer would be up his alley, but the fact is how crucial he has been.
Titan fan.
Yeah, so that's great. That's great.
He could be.
It seems to be like we always talk about either Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, or K-pop Demon Hunters, and it seems like this podcast is gonna have all of it in it, dude. It's the trifecta, dude. This is we better stay away from some triangles, dude. With this though, the fact that if Jimmy does this, I'm sorry, Jimbo. If he does this,
Jimbo Rooney, Jimothy. Can I call you Jimothy? Can you name? Can you name what?
Office. Yeah, and
yes,
it's Michael Scott talking to Jim, and he's like,
"Can I call you Jimothy?"
Jimothy? You good? Yeah, I know that backwards and forwards, man. Oh, I love it. I've seen it like over 20 times. If I'm being honest,
so good.
That was pre-anime. I still watch it to this day.
Yep.
But I don't know, with Demon Slayer, he has had a big impact when it came to the minions. When it came to, I think it wasn't also a Minecraft movie. He did that, and then actually had to stop people because they were actually destroying the movie theaters. So I feel like there's a double-edged sword with that. Hey, Demon Slayer, that's not even a pun. I didn't even realize. With that, because he has helped it. He loves anime, but at the same time, what's happened recently with theaters, I feel like it's a big risk for him as a brand. But also, it seems like Jimmy's gonna do whatever he wants, because recently too, he's under a lot of fire with the recent tweet he put out. I don't know if you saw it too. Apparently, this other content creator got listed on like a Forbes magazine, and he didn't. And it seemed like he was pretty bitter about the tweet he put it out. And it just seems like, for me, like as like brand wise, it didn't seem like the MrBeast we know. But what I'm liking and also not liking, if that makes sense, is that you're seeing like the real Jimmy.
Yeah.
It seems like he's just doing what he wants, and he doesn't really care. I mean, dude's engaged, about to get married, right? You got great anime coming out. He's at the top of his game. So I mean, of course, a little bit of that ego is going to get to you, but at the same time, I feel like I like his style more now, the way he is, and so I would be happy. Maybe since he doesn't care what people think, he's going to do it then. He doesn't care about the movie theaters.
I mean,
I'll be happy.
He literally just like, he's done interviews and stuff where he says, I just kind of storyboard and come up with like, what are the craziest, wildest things that we can do, and then like we do the ones that we can do.
Since you saying that, then yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because there's this guy that does that a lot. He's a short form creator. His name's Xander Smalls. And he goes and like buys, 200 tickets for a movie, and he like uses his network and tells people like, hey, cosplay in a Demon Slayer. He'll probably do it for Demon Slayer, but he's done it for like the Minions. He did it for the Hatsune Miku movie. He's done it for a bunch of movies. And he'll be like, hey, I need to buy 200 tickets, and then 200 cosplayers, and he buys out a whole movie theater and makes a video of them all going to see it. He's done that a bunch of times. That's pretty cool, though. So like, oh, it's super cool. And they're super popular videos. I could see Jimmy doing that on a much larger scale. And my whole point of this speculation is, what if he does that? What if MrBeast does that? What does that do to the Demon Slayer movie? Somebody who gets like, whose videos get, potentially hundreds of millions of views. Like, I mean, that could be a huge thing.
It's good. I mean, already Demon Slayer is going to be #1 movie. It's going to sell out, in like the first weekend of the weekend, but it's going to continue if he does that.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, let's be honest, it's going to actually probably hate my experience going to see the movie then, because I mean, let's be honest, you're going to hear Nezuko-chan all over the place. God. You're going to hear that. God. Just think, I mean, if I had to put it into real life though, like, who would you cosplay as then? Because there's going to be bunches of Zetsus, even though man's locked in on this movie. He's locked in. I'm excited to see how it is. But there's going to be people running around like, Nezuko-chan. I can't stand that, dude. I can't stand those.
No. I Zenitsu, me and him, we don't get along. I don't like Nezuko. Or I don't like Zenitsu.
We're in a building period, me and him. Because I hated him first season, like everyone did.
Like everybody at some point?
Yeah. I mean, he honestly made me not want to watch season 2. But I broke down. I was like, you know what? Give him a second chance.
He gets better.
A second chance. And it does.
He starts not being quite as involved in season 3.
I feel like I feel like his backstory helps out too. But I mean, what we're about to see with him, everyone's like, y'all hated on Zenitsu. Just wait till you see this. I'm like, I'm waiting. Still don't like
valid.
him.
The annoyance is still valid. Hate him. He's still incredibly annoying. That's just
you can pop off, kill every single demon. Still not gonna like the dude, but
and then wake up and not remember any of it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, if he keeps his eyes open, I think everyone's gonna flip out. You're gonna have that guy in the front row flipping out. He is gonna have to bring a change of pants, dude. He's gonna go crazy. Eyes open. His eyes are open, dude. What? Okay.
I'm excited to go. I'm really excited to go see it. I've tried so hard to stay spoiler free. I think it's gonna be a fun time.
Have you?
It'll be a good movie, and it's like a 2.5 hour movie, so it's like a solid movie length,
But are you spoiler free?
Yeah,
good.
You've
read the manga, right? Or you haven't read the manga for that?
The only thing that I know, and this really isn't a spoiler, but it's kind of like a very mild spoiler. So if anybody's listening and you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, maybe just skip 30 seconds. The only thing that I know is that not all of the Hashira survive in the first movie.
I think that was kind of a given.
Yeah. I assumed because if you look at Mugen Train, I mean, come on. So I assumed that it was going to happen. But that's all that I know. I don't know who it is. I have some speculation and theories, but I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to be confirmed or denied. But
there was a theory video I saw a while back, and it kind of it just put it into perspective. I'm like, yeah, that's probably gonna happen. But Will, tell me about the new anime that's coming out. Tell me.
The new which new anime?
Let's start off with. Yes, there is. Let's start off with the Squid Game first.
Let's glaze over this real quick. The information about Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, or or lack thereof of information.
Yeah, that we can definitely glaze over real quick because we're
getting the hidden inventory episodes as a movie, which will probably be cool because those are good episodes, and people are like, because I've made videos about filler and they're like, well, I thought you didn't like filler. Why don't you talk about that? Well, it's not filler. It's like actually important to the story. What happens in the hidden inventory episodes, like it's actually relevant to stuff that goes on in the Shibuya arc and the Shibuya incident and the Culling game. But like they teased everybody like, we're going to give you more information. They're like, okay, so this movie's coming out, but it's like they're trickling out like, hey, on this date, there's going to be an announcement. And then it's like the announcement is we started recording the VOs.
yeah. Great, and guys. Like, thanks. That
so gives me doing nothing. That again. And then so there's more information. And the information that came out is that we're going to get an update on Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 on August 31st.
So they're just edging me along. That's it.
So they're not earlier today, JJK fans were utterly shocked to know that they will be getting more information on Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 very soon. This reveal came out of absolutely nowhere. Fans also got a short teaser with manga panels to hype up what's to come, and it seems things are heating up.
What reveal?
On August 31st,
we got a big
fans of
announcement
JJK will finally get an update from the studio on the development surrounding JJK season 3.
It reminds me of
like a release date and a trailer.
It reminds me when I was with like a little kid, and my parents like, you got to finish your vegetables before you have your dessert because you know what you're having for dessert. You know it. We know there's going to be another season. We know season 3 is coming. Just say it. But you got to eat the vegetables first.
People want to know, like, people want to see a trailer or people want a release date or something. And like
a release date would satisfy.
Yeah. Well, and they're just straight up edging everybody. It's like just,
100%.
Maybe some more information. And it's like, I'm glad I went and read the manga because I wanted to know what happened. And I'm hoping that because the Culling game arc is very, very chaotic. And there's a lot that goes on and it's very chaotic, very confusing. And I'll be honest with you, I hope they shorten it up and kind of like optimize it and kind of shorten it up a little bit and rein it in a little, because the Culling game arc in the manga is there's just a lot going on and it's a little confusing at times. So I hope they, rein it in, optimize it, make it a little easier to understand. Honestly, like JJK could be over in another season. Like they could do it like 20 episodes and it could be done. Totally. Like it could be done in 20 episodes. But I could see it being 2 seasons as well. There's not much. I can't imagine it going further than that, honestly.
So I'll tell anyone who's listening right now, transparency wise, don't research anything about season 3.
Don't research. Please. Don't Google anything about the Culling game arc because you will be immediately spoiled. And all I'm going to say,
that happened to me.
I'm going to say is the internet is going to lose its freaking mind when that episode airs. It's going to be insane. It's going to be content creator heaven. People are going to be screaming and raging. People will quit watching the show.
Me, I don't even want to watch it.
People
I don't want
will
to watch season 3.
Absolutely quit watching the show when certain things happen in season 3. And I mean, I guess that's valid, but like it still goes on and good stuff still happens and it's still interesting. But yeah, people are going to rage quit. Absolutely. That's all I'm going to say.
I got so upset because before we started recording this, I like to do research on the topics we're going to go over. And when I was doing research.
Did you see it spoiled today?
Yeah.
Oh.
Will, I just got spoiled before we got on, like 20 minutes.
No,
Will, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the part where it says it, and I'm so upset right now.
I'm so sorry.
Don't do research, man.
Sorry.
What do you gain from looking up? What do you gain from research? Absolutely nothing. Just a heartbreak and a kick to the balls, dude. I'm so pissed. It's fine, dude. It's good. I mean, for me, you know how I feel about Jujutsu Kaisen anyways, and how I felt about season 2. Now, there's a lot of things I liked from Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, but I'm really iffy about season 3. going off of how season 1 was to season 2, I enjoyed season 1. But going from season 1 to season 2, I'll be honest, it really left a bad taste. If I had to put like in perspective of rating wise, Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, I'd probably give it 8 out of 10, and that's being very respectable. I thought it was very cool how they changed the whole training arc. I love that. Out of all of it, the training arc was my favorite. Hey, watch some TV. Yeah, watch some movies. Loved it. I love the jokes. I love how gritty it can be. I love how they tie everything. How one thing is they did the 180 with the intro and outro of the first half, and then what actually happens. Great. Loved it. Now, season 2, now you were saying with season 3, you're hoping it could be like all of this could be done in about 20 episodes. I feel like season 2 was way too fast. I always
How many
think
episodes was season 2?
I believe it was 24. I think both seasons have been 24 episodes. And if I'm being honest, dude, it should have slowed down. Yeah. Just in my mentality, it felt very rushed. It felt like they're definitely appeasing the Western side. I thought the
pacing was okay for season 2.
Really?
Yeah, I thought the pacing was okay.
Because I just feel like I could have gotten a little more substance, or I just feel like I was just being thrown a bunch of information.
Okay.
I didn't have time to actually like receive it, actually get attached to a character. Yeah. Okay. So when we're talking about like Nanami when he's about to punch the dude, I'm like, where did he come from? Who's this? Do I like him? Do I hate him? And then once Nanami's doing this, and what happens later? Oh, we hate him.
If you think that was chaotic, that's like a 3 out of 10 if the culling game is a 10.
Hell.
Like, so in Shibuya, in the Shibuya incident, you have all these different like sorcerers and curse wielders, right? And then you have all these clashes, right? You have all these clashes going on.
Yeah.
The culling game is the entirety of Japan, and you have scores of sorcerers and reincarnated sorcerers and reincarnated curses that are put into this game with points and stuff that not Geto. I'm forgetting the guy that that's taken over Geto's body. I can't think of his name.
So you're telling me like the sorcerers are assembling and then they're doing like an Alice in Borderlands game style?
They're all kind of forced into this thing, and there's so many fights. If you think the amount of fights in the Shibuya incident was a lot, there's so many fights all over the place. If they do it right, it'll be really, really cool. There'll be some really cool fights. If they don't do it right, it might be really, really weird. There was parts of the manga and the story coming out that I felt were really rushed, and crucial plot points that were just like, boom, and just like, oh my God, this massive
thing. The manga.
Yeah, in the manga. Like this massive thing just happened, and it was just like that. And then there was times where it's just like a fight between two characters that really mean nothing that takes 10 chapters. And it's like, why, like, why is the Akutami, why is this 10 chapters? Like, what's going on here? And to be fair, he got really sick in that, and there's a lot goes into that. But I think JJK is such a fun anime. Is it the coolest? Is it the best anime ever? No, but there is something really interesting about JJK that a fellow content creator brought up, and I'll never actually forget this point. He said Jujutsu Kaisen is unlike any other anime because it has a really unique thing in it. Because in Jujutsu Kaisen, all of the sorcerers, all of the curse users, they all have a specialty, right? Whereas like think Dragon Ball Z, everybody just has powers and different kinds of powers and can fight and be strong. In Jujutsu Kaisen, they all have different specialties. And at any one point in time, two people could be fighting, and the right person rolls up who just so happens to have the perfect counter to somebody that's fighting and change the entire course of the battle, right? It's not something that's typically seen in anime where like everybody has these special like focuses on their abilities, and the right person paired against the right person can be the difference between someone super overpowered winning or not winning, right? We saw this in season 2 with Nobunai versus Mahito. Her abilities were, while she was a relatively weak character, her abilities are perfectly suited to disrupt Mahito's like curse regeneration, body manipulation thing, right? Where Mahito is incredibly powerful, and she's not super duper powerful, but what her ability does was the perfect counter to Mahito, right? And so you see that a lot in the culling game. And if they do it right, it'll be cool.
I'm more of a fan where like you realize what you have, making the best of, you know, a terrible situation. I mean, if you want to put it into perspective, like My Hero, they're using their abilities to their fullest. You know, when it comes to what is it, the wrong way to use healing magic and all, not the real wrong
cool
way,
show.
like that. That one, you know, being able to like, hey, instead of healing other people, let me heal myself and push my body to like the breaking point each time, and then it actually helps me to help other people. Stuff like that makes me really appreciate how anime can be, because if you're just making the best of a terrible situation, I feel like a lot of people can drive from that too. You're terrible, like you feel like you're not doing the best and all, like you don't have these limited skills. Hone in on that. Use that to your ability. Sometimes people don't realize that if you just take something that you're passionate about, something you enjoy, focus on that and make that like your life.
Yeah,
you can be surprised what will happen from it.
Yeah, that's such a good point. It's such a good point. Speaking of like or we're not speaking of, but like, let's kind of touch on new anime. Two anime that are out that I think are doing awesome things.
Yeah,
are Gachiyakura and Togen Anki for different reasons.
Okay.
Are you watching both of them still?
Okay, hold on. I already know we're gonna go with Togen Anki. Do we really need to say it, Will? Do we need to say it?
They brought in the tsundere mommy, and it was like,
dude,
it was the biggest shock, but it was also kind of awesome.
I'll say both of those, and we can kind of tie both of those into what I have to say, because they Gachiyakura, and also when it comes to Togen Anki, even though I haven't currently watched it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it's very cool how anime is starting, if you want to take Western, but it's just being all inclusive now. You kind of just saw certain people in anime, but Gachiyakura, you know, they're using African American voice actors, African American characters, too, you know, giving that. And then you have with Togen Anki, and you've seen it a lot recently too, is that they're being more, I guess, body positive characters. Because the person that Will wants to talk about, all right, the mommy and all that, you see, she's not your cliche anime character. She's not, she's tsundere.
Yeah.
All right. She's got the blonde hair. She's tsundere, but she's not your cliche anime character. And I think that's one thing I actually appreciate anime now being more. Is just like, it's not the cookie cutter. Now, does it have to be all, you know, westernized or woke or whatever you want to call it? No. I think Japanese, and we can touch more on this later on too, but I feel like Japanese should always first and foremost appease Japanese people. Stop worrying about, you know, anyone outside of Japan. Worry about people, because whatever you're doing right. Now, like I said, there's certain things you can probably adapt and, you know, make it your own, but worry about your own. And I feel like that's a great thing that these two animes are doing. I'm enjoying it like crazy. I just finished the 7th episode of Gachiyakura this week, actually. Really enjoyed it. I'm about to watch episode 8. Episode 8 is coming out either when we're recording this or tomorrow.
I think they come out on Sundays.
Really?
Saturdays or Sundays? I don't know.
Was it then? Episode 7 was that just happened.
The one where he was finishing fighting Jabber and like
yes,
yeah.
I thought it was really cool. Character. I think they're setting up. I really enjoy him actually. I really do.
Yeah.
Jabber's a great character, and I think there's a lot to learn from it because of the. One thing I hate about anime is that they always give their secrets too soon. And Jabber is like, you know, my right hand's poison, my left hand actually, you know, numbs the pain.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool and great.
But he also says,
don't give your secrets away, buddy.
He also says, well, it actually does a lot more than that. But
he's a masochist. Yeah. He's just a masochist, man.
Crazy character. Did you see that? So I find it interesting that the mangaka of Gachiyakura is the mangaka of Fire Force's assistant, which is cool. But you know, we've talked about in the past.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we've talked about in the past how she's such an interesting person. There's rumors, I don't know if it's true, but there's rumors where somebody called Gachiyakura mid, and she commented back to him and told him, "Get a job."
Gum. Dude, I love when they do it. Because first off, if anyone who's watching Gachiyakura and thinking it's mid, I'm sorry. A lot of people didn't like the first episode. Well, now when it's setting up for a revenge arc, and we've talked about this too, it's not the best revenge arc.
Yeah,
but it sets it up, and it certain things. It's really making me understand the character, not only him, but also the side characters, how he ticks, how he thinks, and they're doing a great job of subtly, very slow, because I feel like sometimes they do the character development in anime pisses me off all the time. And the crucial moment and what always comes to my mind is Sakura. Okay. You know, when she's being held by her hair, let me cut my hair. First off, woman, there was 1,000 different options you could have done. 1,000. All right. But for some reason, cutting your hair is like the female equivalent of character development. What the?
It's like a moment when she decided to stop being a girl, and she decided to actually be a ninja.
I just don't understand it. But then what anime does now is I feel like, case in point, Rise of the Shield Hero. Okay, one of the best revenge arcs of
basically a harem
all time. You and your harem, man. So when it comes to that, Rise of the Shield Hero, and I'll always say this, should have stopped halfway through. It stops being Rise of the Shield Hero once he has gotten his name nullified. He's not, at the bottom. He's not what that girl claimed to be. It's over with. His character development is done. Like whatever happens after that, we don't need to know. I'm sorry, but we don't need to know.
Talia and his little harem of lollies.
But let's be honest. Okay, character development ends too soon. That's what destroys a lot of animes. I think Gachiyakura's doing it right, though. I think Gachiyakura's got it right on the dot, like subtly figuring out little things, little hints of what's making him.
Yep.
He has a crush. Okay, well, that girl, she does what she does. Yeah. She ends up, dropping him for dead and all that.
And they're slowly dropping these little pieces here and there, like little things. And it's very. I was watching it, and I just thought to myself, I was like, man, this anime really does. It kind of hits every point, like for a solid shonen, right? Kind of hits every point, and it hits them all really well, and not in like a tropey way, but like in a really good, a really good way. That's. It's entertaining and captivating, and you want to watch and you want to see more, and you think something 100%. Crazy is going to happen, and then it changes, and you're like, oh, okay, the battle's over. Okay, now what's going to happen? And you're like, and then it's introducing this power system it's a completely new type of power system, which I think is super cool. And then even within this new type of power system, you have Rudo, who has a unique power that's different inside of this entirely new power system. It's super cool.
I think the best part about it is like the only tropey part about Gachiyakura is that the announcing this is what my special ability does. That's cliche. That's tropish. But I mean, we need to know that.
That's for our benefit, right? That's so we know what the crap's going on.
But when it comes to spoilers for episode 7, when it comes to the device, the little talisman that the supporter prays to, and he's using that for his benefit. When you see it crumble, you could see his emotion and how it's affecting him mentally because he's realizing, man, what if that happened to something I cared about? Yeah. I've lost someone I cared about, but then what if something I love, my gloves potentially? What if I lost those? And realizing how it's amazing, but how these people's lives, and I feel like they can go in a different direction too when this does happen. So I'm excited to see what happens. But these people's lives are dictated by their items. And so what happens when you lose it? Yeah. Now for him, he can make everything an item. That's what I like about that. But it doesn't feel like it's following the same shonen rules, but it has like the same format.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
And
that's why I think the format.
It's very intermissed.
Yeah. It takes the format and it's kind of making it its own, which I think is super
It's got action. It's got really good animation actually by the sides. Like I actually like the way it looks and how the people are presented in that. The story is great, but also it's funny. It's really funny actually, dude. I'm sorry, but I was dying laughing from the plunger scene. That had me dying for like 3 minutes. I'm just laughing the whole time. I mean, if you've not seen the movie, if you've not seen Gachiyakura, watch it. Get to the plunger scene. Understand why this anime is a great anime that's going on this season. But Togen Anki, I have no idea what's going on in that. I have not started watching it.
You should,
but
it's good.
Do know about mommy in it. Yes,
it's not as good as Gachiyakura, but it's like Demon Slayer flipped. So you have the Oni, which are demon, like humans with like demon lineage. And then you have the Momotaro, which are like the demon slayers. And the Oni are kind of portrayed as the innocent party. And the Momotaro are portrayed as like the evil ones that are like really doing evil and nefarious things, but they're the ones trying to kill the demon. So it's this interesting, like flipped on its head, like who's actually the bad guy here.
Right.
And it's good. It's not as good as Gachiyakura, but it is kind of an interesting news story. It's fun, and I've enjoyed it so far. And this latest episode, like it's really there's this one character that's one of the students, and like they get trapped in this area and they have to fight, and so she gets kind of cornered, and one of the other students is with her, and she tells him like, hey, go hide, I'll protect you. And she just turns out to be a badass, and like she's not, your typical Nico Robin or Nami build. She's like thick and jacked, and it's really cool. It's a cool scene. It's funny because her ability is empowered when somebody depends on her. So if there's somebody depending on her, her ability goes into overdrive.
So like Trust from To Be Here almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But it's
I'm
like
tracking.
if you're in a situation and there's this like person, and then this person is depending on her to save them or protect them, her ability gets even more powerful and like goes into overdrive, and she like becomes this very protective, muscle mommy character. And it's funny. It was super unexpected, and like the internet was ablaze with it. It was really, really. You have to watch it. It was a good episode.
It's all over the place, dude. I think that's crazy because saying that, it makes me realize too. And I forgot to tell you about this earlier this week, but I think I found out the reason why I hate. And I say this lightly, but I really do feel like I found the reason why I hate Kaiju number 8. Like I never said like why I hated it, because I could never figure out why. But I think I kind of honed in on it. And it's not because of season 2. I haven't started season 2, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. But Kaiju number 8 is terrible because of the music. And now I say the lack of, because I was watching a scene, and TikTok anime editors are going crazy right now. And I saw someone do when he's finally showing his true form to everybody. And he's got to fly into, the space, almost space, but like into the air to get that meteor. Someone put background music to it. Instantly, goosebumps. And I'm like, this is not how I remember watching it. This is so much better.
Okay.
And I'm like, I feel like music really can make or break a certain anime. Because if you're doing that cliche music type and all that epic music here and there, but if you're actually put emotion, I think one that does it very well too is Demon Slayer. Not Demon Slayer. It's My Hero Academia. They do a great job with their music. Yeah. I think they do right times when they build up, let down, soft,
Bleach
hard,
does
like heavy.
Bleach does the musical score really, really well too.
Bleach has the best intros for anybody. Yeah. Anybody who's like getting into a fight when they first arrive. Like best arrival is always going to be Bleach. Yeah, hands down. Like anyone's joining the fight, love it. No matter what. Out of every single anime I've seen, it's probably that. But also Bleach is pretty bad though. But Kaiju number 8 is terrible because it doesn't have music, and I feel like
but it's not terrible. It's so good.
The story's all right, but it's just when I watched it, I was like, if they changed the music, this
interesting, because I've never thought that. I really enjoyed the show. Like I never really noticed if the music wasn't hitting or not. It's just interesting. I think it's such a good like example of how some anime is for certain people and some anime isn't. Like there's an anime for everybody, right? Like there's a different way for everybody to watch anime and a different way for people to enjoy anime, and I love it. Like it's totally cool, And if we say this all the time, if you don't like something that I like and I don't like something you like, that's fine. And I think there's this weird
and we're still cordial.
Yeah, there's this weird beefy debate that I don't know if it just happens online because online is a cesspool or what, but like people get so mad when somebody doesn't like their anime. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like, cool, you don't like it, let's find something that we do like,
Yeah.
Like I remember watching anime and like being a kid, and we didn't have all these huge resources and all these huge databases. And it's just like I'd go to my friend's house and he's like, hey, I got these, new DVDs and we're watching Rurouni Kenshin, or we go to Blockbuster and we rent this. And you're just kind of like, you find something, you're like, oh, we're going to try this. And you watch the whole thing because you bought it or you went and rented it. Right. and like you want to watch the entire thing, even if it's garbage. And that's just how it was.
Dude, back then it was a freaking lottery, man. If you got a good one, you got a good one.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like music really can make at least for me. Because I think that's one thing I really noticed. Besides, like, you know, I'm fine with not having the best animation, best like story, but if the music kind of like helps improve, or you know, or can decline.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why I hate to say this and do a transition, but I think that's why also K-pop Demon Hunters did so well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've talked about them so many times. But if you look at the music, if you look at how they use the music itself, and that's why I think I love it so much personally, is because they use it to their advantage. And I know it's supposed to be K-pop, and I know it's supposed to be a music-esque movie.
Well, it's not even that they use really it to their advantage
and ran with it.
The music is synonymous with the story and with the movie. Like you notice, like they never use their powers unless they're singing, right? So it's like it's the way I perceive it is like they have to be singing to bring out their powers, almost.
Right.
That's kind of how I perceive it. Like it's
right.
And so they did this together, and they made these badass songs to go along as a part of the movie, and it's ridiculous how it all works.
Even how so well. The first fight when they're on the plane, and how when they're doing the beats, when they're actually hitting them, it goes boom, boom, boom with the windows. It went along with the beat. But take into perspective of Takedown. When I first was listening to that song, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." They're actually like, you know, it's kind of like a good hype song. Now when I listen to Takedown, I see it as an evil song.
No, it's an evil song. It's a rap battle.
Yeah, it's a bad song. I'm like, oh, this actually did break them up. I was like, I don't like listening because this is the song that's breaking them apart.
Yeah.
It's ruining them. So I don't like hearing it. But what I do like hearing, and what I love hearing, sort of, it could go both ways. And I want to hear what you have to say first about it. Is that K-pop Demon Hunters, first off, is the #1 movie in Netflix.
Ever.
#1, which we knew that was going to happen.
Of all time.
We knew that was going to
happen. Of all time.
Come on. We knew that. But it's not season 2. I guess the second movie is already in the works.
Yeah, they've started working on it. Yeah, that's confirmed. Dude, I can't tell you how many. So I got my wife and kids to watch K-pop Demon Hunters. I can't tell you how many times we've watched it now. My children love it.
Dude, it was on CNN. They're going around and they're trying to figure out, why is this so popular? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
just watch it. It's not that hard. But let me tell you, dude, I'll be honest. I think it's good and bad. All right. I love all the love K-pop Demon Hunters is getting. I just don't think they're doing it right, because when you have a huge success like it is, I think you need to be careful on how you do it. Don't be like Fast and Furious and then do Tokyo Drift. Give me K-pop Demon Hunters 1, K-pop Demon Hunters 2.
There's huge shoes to fill. Huge shoes to fill for the second one. And they can't rush it. They got to
take
do
your
it
time.
right.
They're already in the works, though. And I feel like they're like, hey, we got something that's going viral right now. It's crazy. We need to get the second one. Now, when it came from like, you know, from season 1 of Squid Games to season 2 of Squid Games, I think they did a pretty good job. Now, I know they were trying to rush that, but when it came from season 2 to season 3, they definitely rushed it. And I feel like it kind of was a little lackluster in it. But at the same time, with even Squid Games too, how they're trying to push for a US and try to do a prequel, do all this other stuff. I think it's a cash grab. And I feel like K-pop Demon Hunters is going to do the exact same thing. It's popular. It's the best thing out there. And it really is. And I have no problems with it. I think as long as they stay true to their roots, they'll be fine. But I'm really worried about how they're going to do this, because I mean, if you're already in the works, now in the works could be a million things. You could be saying, all right, we're writing a story. We're voice acting, like what happened to Jujutsu Kaisen. We're already doing the voice actors. We're starting the animation. There could be anything in the works. Could be so vague. Now, what I hope and what I perceive is, let's do the story. Let's build it. Let's see what will be good for the fans. Let's see what the fans want. Because also, I think it's a little too early to figure out what the fans want to see. Like, we want this, we want that. I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like, if they're going further and they're doing continuation, give me more of a backstory of,
That's what I want. I want
Zoe.
Backstory.
Yes.
I want backstory. Like, it can be of them. It can be of their training arc, right?
It doesn't need to be a prequel, though. Yeah. I want just tell me more about them. Let me get to know them more, because everyone already loves them. okay, let me understand them now.
Well,
because one person pointed this out too, is that with Zoe, the reason why she raps in English is because when she grew up in the US.
She grew up in California.
So that right there is just easier to her. And I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, that makes more sense. So her rapping in English, because you don't ever hear her really rapping in Korean.
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. So stuff like that, when we're having to dig this out, because like it's just presented to us. How about let us hear you say this is what it really is? Because right now it's all speculation. That could be it. But if that's true, it makes total sense. So give me some understanding of the characters. Let me know who they are, what makes them tick, what makes them like what made them choose this route, I guess, or were they picked, or was this something they chose to be? I don't know.
Well, they could even do it.
The show happens after.
They could even do like we're getting like they could do like where we get an actual sequel, but there's like periodic flashbacks, right? Where it's like flashing back to like
that's exactly
when
what
this happened, or like you know a flashback to how Rumi came to be a part of Huntrix, and then a flashback to how Mira came, and then a flashback to how Zoe became, and then a flashback to like their training, and then a flashback to their first mission, and like it could totally be like some new obstacle that they have to face in this sequel, and Rumi is constantly, they're all flashing back, remembering these things that have led up to this moment as they're trying to overcome whatever they're trying to overcome. That would be a really cool way to do it, like little flashbacks, and you're still getting new story, but you're also learning more about the characters themselves, kind of like Lost did. If you ever watched Lost, before before it got crazy, when they were like, you'd have the episode and then you'd see flashbacks of like how that person ended up on the plane and like what was going on in their life
and why these actions are going on.
And then that episode gives you a better understanding of that character. And then later on, as other things are happening, you understand, oh, that's why he's acting this way.
What I would like to see, and it's pretty much what you just said, is that I feel like this next movie should be maybe Rumi helping out the rest of the band, because she's been so distant and they don't know the real Rumi. So maybe they get to know her and see how that happens. But I mean, maybe, you know, when it comes to Mira's, it's Mira, right?
The pink haired one?
Yes.
Yeah, Mira.
With her family background. No, maybe there's conflict with that that makes her maybe almost have to step away. Maybe the band might have to break up or something like that. And then stuff with Zoe's past too. And also like instead of like Rumi is like, you know, she's trying to fix it and try to be the leader, maybe she realizes, hey, you know, it's not me being the leader, it's all of us have a room to, you know, build off of this potentially. Maybe all of us are Huntrix instead of just because you see how they've always had a leader. So I think they might try to break through that ice and just realize, hey, Rumi was set back. She had to be the face of it. Maybe she has to take a step back and like, hey, this is who I really am. Y'all need to understand who I am.
We're a team,
and
not
but at the same time, what's happening on her team is driving them apart though. And then maybe try to build them back. And to me, that kind of give us a little insight of their past and their backgrounds. And also when Rumi's reintroducing herself, she can kind of like, you know, you can kind of see some flashbacks. And then when also you're seeing maybe how they first met and how like, you know, Rumi, all the happiness, but then you can see the bad side of Mira, the bad side of Zoe, what caused them to be so reserved. Because we only know with Rumi's.
Yeah.
So I want to know theirs.
True.
And what would cause their patterns?
Yeah.
What would cause, you know, to oh man, I'm forgetting his name right now. Gima. What caused Gima to get in their head? I want to know that. What made him tick? Yeah.
It'll be interesting once they give us the first time they give us any information on like anything. Like like I said, they've got.
But take your time.
Yeah,
take your time.
I would prefer it to be 2-3 more years for them to take their time and do it right, rather than to rush out a subpar product and then you're like, man, it falls into the trap that so many sequels fall into. It's never as good as the first. I'd like it to be just as good and just as enjoyable. And I think a lot of people would too. And like
100%.
These voice actresses that are the voices of them and the singers that are the voices of the singing, like their lives are forever changed. Like you can just see on their faces because they're doing press tours and stuff. And in these interviews that they're just like, it's just unbelief that this is happening. Like they've worked so hard for it. And you can just see almost not really a relief, but kind of like an astonishment of like a whole lifetime of working hard. And then something finally took off and like hit.
My favorite part is seeing the female voice actors and how their personalities kind of match their actual characters. I think they did a great job. First off, having the harmonization of everyone, because they took multiple different actual actors. Because my wife showed me a video of where their real bands are from, or where what their known for originally before K-pop Demon Hunters, and you can hear how they sound a lot. But then I feel like this movie found a way to bring out the best in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you hear the Saja boys individually,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, they sound good. But when you hear them all together, I'm like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
How? And so when you find that, but then also when you see like them doing their interviews and all this stuff, like especially Rumi, when you see her, like her videos and all that, I'm like, that looks like how Rumi would act. You know, but like, and of course, not in the press, how she's like, you know, all prim and proper, but behind when you saw her, you know, when with the makeup off and how she's just with like, oh, with their fans and all that, she's just like that, but she's also like that during press tours too. So I feel like she's embodying the real Rumi.
I, for one, am super excited for that. I think it'll be great.
100%.
I think that's a great place to finish the episode. If you guys are watching or listening and you're pumped for whatever K-pop Demon Hunter is bringing up, let us know. Comment wherever you can. And again, like we said at the beginning, wherever you choose to watch or listen, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, give us that follow and it'll be a huge help. So we'll be back next week. We'll probably have to record it a little bit. I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're doing here. Twisting.
It's the Korean like heart thing.
Oh, okay. Looks like you're giving some invisible like titty twisters. That's what it looks like.
Hey, take it how you want, man. I'm showing my love to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Like, who are you giving titty twisters to? What's going on?
Just if you want me to do that, just tell me. All right, you ain't gotta ask. All right, we all know. We all know what he wants, guys. Come on. Like I said, front row guy, you and him have a lot in common.
Okay.
Your true colors are showing, Will.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks I'll be able to report on a new front row guy at Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Who knows? You know, who knows? Hopefully nobody faints like people have fainted apparently in Japan. But until next week, my friends, it's been a lot of fun. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.